Okay, we are recording. Welcome everybody this afternoon to Building Bodies with Plants. My name is Adrienne David and I'm co-hosting with McWilliams and Darnell Neeley. We're going live from coast to coast here. I'm on the East Coast in New Hampshire. We have Megan in Colorado and Darnell all the way in California. So live from coast to coast. It's so great that we get to come together throughout the whole country. We're excited that you're joining us here, and we also lead such busy lives. So thank you so much for taking the time out here to be with us. This call is being sponsored by the Healthy Living Revolution. We're a community of people who have locked arms with the mission to help share healthy living around the world. And it's true that our world is becoming more toxic and full of chemicals. You know, we're being bombarded by toxins, which is leading to all kinds of health problems. These toxins are everywhere, and we're breathing them in, we're putting them on our skin, they're in our lawns, plastic bottles we drink out of, and with all the pesticides and processed foods, we're now actually eating them. So what about our food quality? Wouldn't you agree that our food quality is decreasing? Our soils are definitely less nutrient dense, and our food is picked way before they're ripened. So we can't even pronounce many of the ingredients in our foods nowadays. And of course, we'd all love to look good and feel good and live a long life. And we know that it's our job to try to make this happen. Especially being athletes, we know how important good nutrition is. So that's where we come in. I'd like to introduce you to a movement called the Healthy Living Revolution. Along with thousands of others, we're a unique community, and our mission is to share healthy living around the world. Together, we're taking our health back in ways that are simple, doable, and fun. The goal of the Healthy Living Revolution is to come alongside friends and family and athletes who want better health, meet them where they're at, and empower positive changes along the way. So let me take you through a few of the doorways that we use to inspire healthy living around the world. We have free resources, we have nutritional support, and we have an organization that makes it all possible. So let's talk a little bit about our nutrition. It's really about the foundation of good health. We have to flood our bodies with the most important foods that we could ever eat, which are fruits, vegetables, and berries. They're not just good, they are critical. So we're supposed to be eating a wide variety of 9 to 13 servings per day. And as athletes, we need more like 18 plus servings per day. I don't know about you, but I eat really healthy and I definitely don't get that amount in. And, so even the best eaters need help. And that's why we're so thankful for the nutritional support of something called Juice Plus. There are 4 simple ways in which we get healthier and much more clean whole foods into everybody's diet every single day. We have raw fruits and veggies and berries that are ground up and dehydrated and put into capsules or gummies, including the pit, the pulp, the rind, where 80% of the vitamin C is actually in the peel. And I definitely don't eat the peel of orange. I call this my concentrated produce or salad in a capsule. We have plant-based omegas that covers 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. We skip the fish, which are becoming more polluted anyway, and we go right to the plant source, which is actually where the fish get there. They get it from algae. The rest of it comes from sea buckthorn berry, pomegranate seeds, and tomato seeds. We have this amazing aeroponic growing tower, which is featured in Epcot. It's a way to grow your own fresh produce at home all year round, indoors or out. No matter what the weather is, you can grow your own food. And lastly, we have complete shakes and bars. It's a healthy fast food. It's definitely a meal that goes way beyond a protein shake. So our capsules are food. The FDA recognizes them as food. They have a food label, not a supplement label. So they're just like your frozen broccoli in your fridge. They are NSF certified, which means they are third-party tested to be pure. Only what's on the label is in that bottle, no added fillers, no pesticides or molds, etc. We are backed by solid clinical research. We are the most researched health product in the entire world. You can just ask Siri on your phone. We have over 38 double-blind, placebo-controlled, published in leading medical journals, and studies done at prestigious universities and hospitals like Yale, Vanderbilt, MD Anderson Cancer Research Hospitals. These studies they prove that it's bioavailable. So what that means is it gets into the bloodstream and does good things for the body. Unlike vitamins that are full of fillers and mostly pass right through your body and turn into expensive urine. We have a family health study. It's a foundation created to help children get healthier With every adult order, we sponsor a child order of fruits, vegetables, free up to 4 years. And just some of the side effects, to name a few, are more energy, better skin, better digestion, balanced, strong immune system, better allergies, asthma, autoimmune issues, metabolically craving better foods, and eating less junk food. So tonight we're going to be talking about building bodies with plants, all of the questions you've ever had about fueling your body properly. This information can be helpful for all types of athletes, from some just starting out at the gym or young kids playing sports, all the way to professional athletes and bodybuilders. So Megan and I will be hosting a Q&A. We've compiled some great questions with a lot of people that have been asking us. And Darnell will be addressing it about our bodies and the nutrition and how to fuel it properly. So we're going to start off just by sharing a little bit about ourselves and our stories to give you a little bit of background about, what brought us together here tonight. So again, my name is Adrienne, and I live in Hampstead, New Hampshire. I am a salon and spa owner, and I've been a hairstylist for almost 30 years. I've been into health and fitness for a long time, and I was a figure competitor off and on for about 8 years. I've always enjoyed the whole process of competing, workouts, diet, posing classes, things like that. And I've always been fascinated with the process of how you can really change your body so much with just diet and exercise. After one of my last shows in 2014, I took a few days off the gym, and those few days turned into a few weeks, which turned into a few years. I had gained weight, and I wasn't sleeping well at all. I had the worst brain fog ever. I could barely make it through the day, talking to clients and dealing with employees. I was super lethargic. I had really bad bloating and abdominal pain every single day. My hair thinned out and was breaking off, and my joint pain was really barely tolerable. So it got so bad, and I just couldn't bear to walk around like that. So I believe really strongly in trying to do the most natural things for my body. So I don't like taking a lot of medications, even things like Advil, I just don't take. So I ended up going to a holistic nurse practitioner for help. And she said I had the classic symptoms of adrenal fatigue and that I had gone through early menopause. So I just was wondering, how did this happen? I was eating so healthy and working out all the time. Come to find out my body needed more fuel than what I was actually giving it. And as a fitness competitor, we definitely tailor our diets and deplete our bodies and shred down to be stage ready. And I was malnourished, and my body was just way out of balance, and my gut health was terrible. And essentially, it was just all shutting down. So my nurse practitioner told me that I just needed to get more fruits and vegetables into my body every single day, just to give it what it needed to balance out and heal itself. She suggested I started juicing and making smoothies in order to get these concentrated amounts in that my body needed. So it was very expensive because, of course, I had to get organic. It was very messy, and it just wasn't convenient at all. So one day I happened to come across my friend's post where she was gloating about how she got 36 fruits and vegetables into her kids every single day. And of course, I was like, what was this? So when she told me about the concentrated powder produce with all the live cultures in it, it's just like eating raw fruits and vegetables. My first thought was, I don't have to juice anymore. This is exactly what I was looking for. So it was just way more convenient. And now it's been about a year and a half, and my body's been slowly healing itself with this amazing nutrition that I get to put in it every day. I no longer have any of those terrible symptoms, and I have not been sick at all over the last year and a half. The concentrated produce that has helped me bridge the gap in my nutrition from what I was eating to what my body actually needed. It helped boost my immune system and get me back into good health. So I look at it now really as an insurance plan, protecting my body, preventing future ailments. I really never want to feel like that ever again. And I know others out there are feeling symptoms like that or even worse. So I'm here now sharing my story in hopes that it finds someone that really needs to hear this information. So I'm going to send this over to Megan.
Hello. All right, so I'm just going to share a little bit about myself. My name is Megan, obviously. I am living in Denver, originally from Michigan. I moved here about 2 years ago and absolutely love it. My journey started about 3 years ago. I was working in a bar alongside a full-time job. I was working way too much, eating horribly, and always had stomach aches and thought that's just part of my normal life. So I didn't think much about it outside of just randomly complaining while I would work at the bar. And I actually had a friend reach out and say, I have something that could really help your digestion. And, you might want to consider also looking at what you're eating, as I'm like scarfing down some nachos in between waiting tables. So I obviously was very interested and talked to her about it and realized that this is something I really needed. And it kind of was the thing that made the biggest impact on my transformation as far as my health and fitness journey, because I began caring about what went into my body. I began wanting to learn more. I began making healthier choices. This one simple change that I made actually created my now career. Living in Denver, it's a really health-minded community. And so I fit right in. I loved everything about it. And I began training full time. So this is something that I share with all of my clients. I know how overwhelming it can be to eat healthier, to get more active, and you don't really know where to start. So having a really simple option to be able to offer to somebody and them feel reassured that they're making a good choice and that it's going to kind of spiral into something larger is something that has really created and been a passion for me. So I love being able to impact people's health and their fitness journey. So yeah, that's my quick story.
Thank you for sharing that, Megan. Now I'm going to turn this over to Darnell. You can tell us a little bit about yourself, Darnell?
Yes, definitely. Thank you very much. Okay, so my journey begins way back. I would kind of say this is a lifelong journey. Definitely when I was a child. I've always been fascinated with, the martial arts and athletes and sports figures and trying to want to portray and be like that. Well, that wasn't me. I actually started Chinese medicine around 13 years old and was learning a lot about roots and herbs and their properties and what they can do for the body. At that point later on, high school, I started saying, okay, let me see what else I can do. Well, I decided to go into pharmaceuticals after a while and then studied at Pima Medical Institute pharmaceuticals. So as a pharmacy tech for over 17, 18 years, I learned about Western medicine. So here I'm combining two, the East and the West, and I'm trying to bring them together and see what works best for the body. Myself, I started gaining a little weight, putting on pounds because of eating processed foods. And I knew that wasn't a practical physique that I wanted, to be able to carry and share with my children and say, this is a good way to live. So I decided to say, it's got to be with food. Something definitely with food needs to take over, and I need to start pairing them properly. Okay, so I have this term name that's known as nutritional alchemist. And what I do is I pair foods together. Just like how if you're in a compounding pharmacy and you're mixing different medicines together, I'm doing it with food to get the proper nutrition and correct and help your body the right way. So after I did this course called Devoted Bodies, I decided to start building my body with plants. What I was doing was removing all processed foods, all meats, all kind of sugars and caffeines and gluten, and my body started going through this change because I was feeding it more plant life. Not only that happened, other things happened when I started feeding my body properly. Eyesight repair, vision was getting better, faster reflexes, longer endurance. People would say muscles were getting muscles, okay? So things, by fueling the body properly is what I was doing, I was having amazing results instead of the opposite, which is a lot of animal proteins that was causing too much puffiness. Now my children, Juice Plus came along, my children had asthma and skin eczema, and because of my pharmaceutical background, they wanted me to use those methods to help correct that issue. But then there were side effects where it was weight gain, side effects where it wasn't protectively building the alveoli and the bronchioles. So many different side effects that I said, wait a minute, we can do this with food and we can do it for free. because I was consuming this product called Juice Plus, it allowed me then to sponsor my children to consume Juice Plus also. And virtually now they're pretty much free of those symptoms of those, you know, of the asthma and the eczema. Not saying it's a cure, but those things have kind of faded away because they're being fueled properly the way I'm fueling myself. So it's kind of like a practical thing. You won't know what's going to happen until you put it in your body. And that's what's amazing about it, because everyone's different, but the results are always phenomenal. The side effects are definitely a positive and a plus. So moving forward now, I've been consuming this product for about 6 years, and I'm not looking back. It actually was the catalyst to have me become a vegan bodybuilder. So I've been vegan for 6 years, competed on Camp Pendleton in 3 divisions and 4 categories, and won first place in all of them on a plant-based diet. So how do you build muscle with plants? It's very easy, and we're here to tell you about it today, and that's my story in a nutshell. I just love helping people to get the right information, to put practical terms into use that they can try and have success.
That's an amazing story. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Darnell. I love hearing about that with your kids and everything, and how you've healed their bodies with just plants. You know, it really amazes me. So we're going to go now into the question and answer portion of this call. And I'll start with a question. So what happens to your body when you work out and play sports? You know, we hear the term oxidative stress a lot, and, you know, everybody faces it, but especially athletes, they're in even greater danger of this because they push their bodies harder. So what exactly is oxidative stress, and what can we do to combat it in our bodies?
Well, oxidative stress, it's actually a type of rusting, if you would say. If you would see these old cars on the street and you see like this rust happening, that's oxidation. Okay, and that's because the elements in the air is coming in contact with that. The same thing happens to us, okay? When we are working out, you know, when we're working out, we're creating exhaust, just like a car would. If you were to hit that gas and you have that exhaust pipe, that's the oxidation also coming out. The same thing happens in our cells as we are building muscle, tearing muscle, doing cardio, breathing, walking, thinking. Everything that we do creates some type of oxidative stress, a byproduct. You know, when we have our energy, like glucose, we're using that to burn. And when you burn something, there is a byproduct, oxidation, oxidative stress in our blood. So the way to combat that is to get a variety of fruits and vegetables, of phytonutrients and antioxidants. That's the important thing. That's the only way you can actually get it, is through fruits and vegetables and berries, through plant life. That's what's going to allow you to thrive. A lot of people think they can do it by doing a 5-hour energy or some type of thing like a caffeine or something. That's not the way to regain that energy that you're looking for. Your body is not going to be happy with that octane of 3 when you need an octane of 100. You know what I'm saying? So fruits and vegetables is the way to do it. That's how you get it. That's how I've been doing it.
Awesome. Great. Thank you.
All right. So for anyone incorporating strength training into their routine, can you tell us a little bit about what happens to our muscles and how we can support them through the building and the recovery phases?
Yes, definitely. Oh, in the gym, this is one of my favorite things to do. Go there and put some weight on the bar and push. You know what I mean? It definitely creates endorphins in the body that's going to give you a high of success, you know, but when you put it under load, you're creating a breakdown. Any type of stress that's in your body, you're creating a breakdown, which you're going to need something to recover with. You're going to need some recovery. Rest is number one. We need to rest. You know, we all go to the gym, and I honestly say an hour and 15 minutes is all you need really, you know, per day, 5 days a week. But some people are in there 2, 3 hours, 4 hours, too long. And I don't know if they're socializing on their phone or if they're really pushing it. But if they're pushing it, the oxidative stress that they're doing to their body is detrimental. It's not a plus. It's not going to be your gains. You're really breaking yourself down. When you stress that muscle, tear that muscle, and break down the body, you're going to need proteins to build it back up. You know, there's this whole thing that we'll get into later that talks about, you know, essential amino acids and non-essential amino acids. a lot of people think you can only get the protein to build muscle through meat, but plant life has individual pieces, and we'll talk about that later. It's kind of like a puzzle. So we'll get more into that.
Okay, and then we hear the terms macros and micros. Can you tell us a little bit more about those and why they're important?
Sure. Macros and micros, that's another one of my favorite topics because I kind of think of it as a universe, a mini universe, and your body is the universe, and the internal is the cells of the planets and the different things going on inside. So macros and micros. Macros and nutrition, that's basically going to be your bulk of your food. Okay, that's going to be your carbs, that's going to be your fats, that's going to be your proteins. Those are the things that you're going to use in your body that's going to give you that fuel to continue to burn, okay, to continue to drive yourself. That's your gas. That's the gasoline. When you're feeling a little low, or people will say they have a tough mudder or something like that going on, they like to carb up the night before, that's your macros, okay? That's going to give you that energy to drive through. Micronutrition, think of the teeny weeny minuscule parts. Think of your cell. The cell structure, okay, you need things for your proper cells to divide mitosis and to reproduce itself. Okay, you're going to need minerals. You're going to need vitamins, necessary vitamins. Back when we were talking about the other question, when you had about the muscles, you want to put in certain components. So selenium, L-citrulline. There's so many things. Watermelon. There's things that will help reduce problems that you're going to have, but macros and micros are so important. Micros, think of them as little puzzle pieces. So imagine you have this beautiful Mona Lisa or something that's complete. Think of that as the macro. That's the beautiful whole thing. But when you break it up into puzzle pieces, you have thousands and thousands of pieces. And those pieces are the fruits and vegetables and berries. Those are the phytonutrients and antioxidants that are going to help piece that picture together so that it becomes that masterpiece. This is the same thing that we're doing for our body. If you don't have your micros in your body properly, phytonutrients, antioxidants, you're not going to build yourself to that beautiful, structure of genius that you are. Your bodies can do so much, and you're really limiting yourself if you're not getting your proper micros. Okay, the macros, we don't have a deficiency in eating out here, okay, in the U.S., in this country. But we do have a deficiency in the micronutrition, okay? And that's where Juice Plus comes in, because that's micronutrition in a capsule. Those are those puzzle pieces, like I said, that's going to help you build the best you, okay? That make sense?
Yeah, that's great information. Thank you so much, Darnell.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I have a question about protein. We know protein is a big part in building muscle. Can you help explain why and what types do you recommend and how much should we be eating? Like we know there's whey protein out there versus plant proteins. Can you explain a little bit about that?
Definitely. So plant protein and animal protein, I'm not sure what went wrong. A different type of structure. Sorry about that. There's a different type of structure in plant protein. The plant life is actually more comparable to what our cell structure is also. That's one thing a lot of people don't know. When you're consuming a lot of animal protein, you're going to be adding a lot of other factors to your body that you don't necessarily need. Okay, let's talk about the animal protein a little bit. You have your beef, chicken, fish, type things going on. Well, a lot of those are farm raised, and they have antibiotics, and they're injected with a lot of stuff. The hormones, the antibiotics. In the ocean, you got to think about this. They say, well, okay, I'm not eating all this animal, but I do eat fish. Well, think about the fish. The things that's going into the ocean is what you're flushing down the drain. They have been finding pharmaceuticals actually in fish because the runoff goes to the ocean. Next thing you know, you're consuming a pharmaceutical product that can lead to that long list book of side effects that you're going to deal with. So a lot of people wonder why they get sick or where these certain illnesses come from. Plant life, it's not going to have that. Now, if we go back to plant protein, let's talk about that. Essential amino acids. So a lot of people combine different plant foods together to get the proper essential amino acids to build muscle. But there are plenty of complete proteins available in plant form that will assimilate muscle properly and lean and strong. Quinoa, quinoa is an amazing complete protein that just does amazing things to the body when you consume it. It's been a recent find for me. I would have to probably say maybe 5 years, but it's been around forever. We have this amazing shake called Complete, and it is a complete protein also, and that has 14 different plant proteins in it. Now the key, like I was talking about before, is synergy. It's those puzzle pieces. So building with a plant-based diet, your body's going to know what to do with it faster. It's going to assimilate faster because it doesn't have to go through an extra conversion process because of the animal protein having to break down. There's a process, a Krebs cycle that goes on. But it's incredible when you put the plant protein in what the body does. So with the complete protein, 14 different plant proteins in there, it assimilates well, your body knows what to do with it, and you have results. What I could say about the animal one is it creates inflammation, more slowing down of the arterial flow of blood, so you can kind of have a little cholesterol problem. And then it also can, if you eat too much of it, sit in the blood and cause more problems in your body. So test it out for yourself. I'm not saying do this or do that, but give yourself, say, a 1-month test of going all plant-based and see what you think, and then switch back. But if you're going to build and you want to build lean and strong, try the plant-based diet. It's going to blow your mind.
Well, think about, animals like cows and horses. I mean, they feed on grass, it's plant-based. Look at the muscle in a horse. My daughter was raised, she had a racehorse, and that horse muscle is amazing, and they eat a plant-based diet. So just think about that, how strong they are too. So another question I'm going to go back to, because I had been through it before is,
Can I say one thing about the protein really quick?
Yeah.
One other thing about protein, a lot of people wonder how much protein is enough. You see all this muscle milk out there. You see all these other bars out there, 20 grams, 50 grams, 60 grams, and it just keeps building. And they're like, yeah, we're going to build. Like I said, that's not how it works. Okay, take your body weight, body weight in pounds. Multiply that by 0.36, and that's going to give you the number of grams that you need per day to sustain. Okay? So for myself, I only basically need about 68 to 70 grams of protein to sustain. That's a little bit higher because I add more. But when I'm training, I'd probably go a third above that. Okay? When you build muscle and you watch them grams of protein intake, your body's going to respond better. If you over protein, like I said, it's going to sit in your blood. It's going to go to your joints. It's going to cause problems, macular degeneration, so many different things by added protein. You might notice your eyesight getting worse. Don't over protein, you guys. Try to piece things together, do a little nutritional alchemy. 0.36, your body weight. Work with that to start.
Okay, I do have a question as well. So do you suggest eating before or when do you suggest eating before a workout? And same with how long after? And do you prefer to train on a full or empty stomach?
Okay. I prefer to train on an empty stomach. Okay. I would say at least 4 hours of nothing inside of your system. So for that, the reason that when you go to the gym and you're stressing on the bars, on your legs, whether it be cardio, rushing blood to your heart, rushing it to the extremities, that's where the blood's going to go. And that's what needs the oxygen from the blood to perform those extremities and your muscles and your heart. When you eat, all the blood then goes to the internal system, to your gut. And it says, okay, we have to go through this conversion. We have to go through this. We have to metabolize that. So it doesn't make sense to go to the gym on a full stomach when your body is trying to digest, okay? So take your time and don't go on a full stomach. Don't do that because your body is definitely going to not like you, okay? all the acids that's created in your stomach trying to digest that food might come up, and you might notice things, and it's just not a good thing. As far as fueling after, when you're hungry after you have that good workout, I would say within the 20 to 30 minutes, start refueling. Okay, you've just ripped those muscles. You've just created that oxidative stress. You've just got all pumped up. Now, as you rest, give it nutrition. Okay, I even take another couple extra capsules when I'm performing like that, a couple extra capsules of Juice Plus and my shake, in order so that when I rest, all that nutrition goes right to where you have just ripped, trying to have some positive gains, where you want to have that success growth. Okay, and it happens fast. The reason why, again, because it's plant-based. Okay, you're not going to have that puffy swelling part. So don't work out on a full stomach. Give yourself 4 hours before, about 20, 30 minutes after your workout. Consume a shake, something light, and then, yeah, it's amazing. Mm-hmm.
That's great. Yeah, I know that we do have a lot of Olympians who actually take our capsules, and they take up to 12 capsules of each per day while they're training for the Olympics. So I know definitely over in Germany, there's a few Olympians that do that. So it's pretty amazing that we have this product that you can, get concentrated amounts in and really give your body extra. It's awesome. So I'm going to go back to the adrenal fatigue because it's something that I went through, and I know a lot of bodybuilders, after performance can go through this. So, what can we do to prevent this from happening?
Okay. Well, adrenal fatigue itself happens to all of us. Okay. Your adrenals are located above your kidneys. A lot of people think they're just right there on the back, but it's a little higher up, and then they're about the size of a walnut. Okay. Those things go through so much stress, and they have to push out so many neurotransmitters that are just floating through our bodies, trying to correct things and keep us balanced. Let me tell you what really causes that to go whack. Stress. Okay. Lots of emotional stress. We all are going through stress. I mean, I don't know who wouldn't be. I mean, if you have a bill, that's kind of stressful. So that's one start. If you have children and you worry about them a lot, that's stressful. I have, 4 kids and 2 grandkids, so I worry about that and worry. And then when you're in the gym and then you're working out, pushing hard, that creates stress, oxidative stress. So what we need to do is get those adrenals in check. And then the way you do that is that you need proper minerals, for one thing. A lot of people, if they're training and you're working on competition and you don't fuel properly, but you're just pushing and pushing and pushing, your adrenals are going to go out of whack, because that pushing and pushing and pushing and building muscle, your muscles need minerals, okay? And now you're starting to pull them from the blood. You're pulling them from the blood to go to the muscles so you can have that design you want, but then your blood is deficient, okay? You're as healthy as your blood is. So when I say consume as many plants life as you can, fruits and vegetables and berries, get it in there, because your body knows what to do with it. People say, well, I'll just take a vitamin. That's not the same. That's synthetic, and then your body takes it in, and it's like, oh, look, vitamin C, but it's not vitamin C. So for instance, this is vitamin C, and this is ascorbic acid, which is a vitamin C synthetically made. Well, if you put them on top of each other, they look similar, but they're different. So the body knows what to do with the original product, not the synthetic part. And many people overdose and consume too many vitamins, and then that leaches into the blood, then goes to your bones, and then more problems you have. So it's, let me see, what was the question again? Let me remember the question.
The adrenal fatigue?
The adrenal fatigue. So back to that, because you're consuming the proper amount, you need a lot of rest, okay? A way to do that is get rest. You definitely need water, okay? Because you're 70 to 80% water. And if we're in the gym working out, you're sweating, you're performing, you're creating exhaust, you need to replace it. So make sure you're drinking enough water, half your body weight in ounces per day. If we're working out even more, I would say, like I said, almost double that if you're on the go, okay? Once that's done, you'll start to notice changes of a calmness, of a serenity. I would recommend taking up yoga, qigong, or tai chi. Anything you can do to relax the body and the mind while then also working breathing to de-stress. That's going to help your adrenals also. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much. There's just great information. All right. So now that you've all heard this information, if it doesn't speak to you, I just want to thank you so much for taking the time in to listen. But if there's something here that makes sense to you, or maybe you know someone who needs to hear this information, feel free to share this video along with them, and just make sure to reach back out and get in touch with the person who invited you to this call. They'll be able to definitely direct you and answer any more questions that you may have, or give you some more information about what you're looking for. And we all know as athletes that our passion runs through our veins. It's how in sports we thrive and win, and what gives us the strength to get through the good times as well as the bad. Well, we're a community of people just as passionate about our mission of sharing healthy living. We're passionate about our company, about our teammates. We're passionate about our products because we know how many lives we have changed because of this amazing nutrition. And that's why we share these products, this opportunity, and this mission. We're always looking for others to join us and help us. So thank you again for being here. Thank you so much to Megan and Darnell. We all hope that you have learned something that you can take away from this call and help make your life a little better. So have a great day, and thank you again for joining us.